I'm CJ. And I'm Lou. Grab your tinfoil hat and tune into Speculating Wildly, your number one source for completely accurate, opinion-based news. All right, Lou, go ahead. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what's hot and new with you?
You guys, let's start off by saying one thing. Happy spring. And it's not even spring yet, but it is.
Is it feeling like spring where you are today?
It's not freezing even though it is gray. And famously, oh sorry.
No, I was going to say, it is also gray here.
Gray twins. Tomorrow is daylight savings.
Is that really tomorrow?
Yeah!
Dude, that's huge.
So, naturally, I'm feral.
Yeah, I'm about to be so brand new. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah. Last night I was just sort of skipping around town telling everyone, hey, it's spring now.
I'm picturing you like doing that quite literally. And you, by the way, in my mind, you have a little basket and like you're throwing flowers out of it and you're wearing a cape and a little hat of some kind. And the type of hat isn't quite clear to me yet, but I feel like by the end of pod, I will know exactly what kind of hat you're wearing. Well, it might be a tiny beret. That's all I'm saying. Might be a tiny beret off to the left side. Okay, so that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Sprinting around town.
It's just happening. And I don't have to think about being double depressed for another 10 months, you know?
Yeah. It is. I can't imagine living somewhere where the seasons don't change. But also, wow, to live somewhere where the seasons change. I get sick every time the seasons change. So now that spring is entering, I'm like, what if I was too ill to enjoy it? Kind of fun. So if you think I look gray, you're right. If you think I sound sick, you're right. If you think that I'm the most beautiful woman on the earth and you want to give me all your money,
you're right.
You're right. So that's what I have going on in springtime where I'm at, is my little seasons change illness. Of which I'm sure there's a conspiracy behind.
Yeah, pollen, big pollen.
Ugh, big pollen. Or
big
just
mold.
like
Sorry.
I'm so afraid of mold, and I constantly worry that like it is the root of all my problems. But I don't see a lot of mold around me, and yet
I know.
It won't stop me from worrying about it.
She's a trickster.
And are all molds bad? Some mold is penicillin.
You have to consider cheese and penicillin.
I forgot about the cheese of it all.
Don't, please.
God.
Springtime in Chicago sort of means one thing to me.
And what does it mean?
It's National Alcoholism Month. AKA,
congratulations.
We're celebrating St. Patrick's Day every second of every day.
Absolutely, as you well should. St. Patrick's Day in Boston is also big. Boston, big Irish town.
This is true. Know. They love Irish there.
They love the Irish there. And I am the Irish, and yet I've never been deep into St. Patrick's Day other than when I was little, really going out into my yard and really, really looking for leprechauns. I built them leprechaun houses. I convinced myself, like I caused like hallucinations and was like, oh, I see a little hat hopping by, and I don't know if I really thought that I did or what, but I was telling people I saw a little hat hopping by. I was in that reality. I wouldn't have told you I'm making it up. I was like, no, I really saw it.
Dang.
Yeah, so that's the kind of kid I was. Yeah. Like, it could have fit on, like, this guy right now.
Teeny tiny gnome. 2-inch
Yeah, gnome. For those of you who can't see him, you really want to log on to YouTube so you can see him.
It's true.
I love him.
Okay. Well, that's precious. I was going to ask sort of, what is your personal history with St. Patrick's Day? Because are you 50-50 Irish-Italian?
Yep, just like all white people, as a student once told me.
That is pretty fair.
It was awesome. It was right after Trump got elected. I was teaching theater, if you can believe it, at like an after school program, and this we were talking about like our identities after we were like lamenting this horrible win, and this one kid was like, "Miss, what are you?" And I was like, "I'm just some white lady, dude." And he was like, "No, no, no, but like, what are you?" And I was like, "Where's my family from?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, I'm half Irish and half Italian." And he went, "All white people are half Irish and half Italian." And I said, "It really does seem that way."
Yeah. I think, unfortunately, and I'm sad about this, I don't have any Italian.
Really
I'm sort of over 50% Irish,
huge.
and then my grandpa's like pretty German, I think, and I think a little Dutch.
I do forget that like white people can be those things because I am so ingrained
Well, you're
in
the
all white people
classic.
are half Irish, half Italian.
Yeah. It just makes sense. What can I say?
uh, God, I love that. So, all that to say, yes, I'm half Irish. No, it's never been like a big thing in my house. I actually think that like my grandma on my Italian side sort of like did more. Like she would make like Irish soda bread and make corned beef, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Versus my dad's side, which was my Irish side, was sort of just like, well,
Well, and
here we are.
that's literally so fair.
Yeah.
Um, when I was wee, my dad became addicted. Well, I think he was always this way. Because I think his family is this way, but became addicted to Irish culture, um, and really took it out
Absolutely.
on me. So I did Irish step dance
Oh,
for. I literally don't remember starting, so I was that little. I think I
wow.
must have been like 5. Um, and I I didn't stop until middle school, maybe. He threw an Irish themed race in downtown Denver every year.
He
Couldn't be me.
threw a race? Like
Yeah,
he like
he and a friend
organized.
organized a lucky 13K.
Wow.
Maybe it was a 17K because Irish is on the 17th, and when I say Irish, I mean St. Patrick's Day.
That's so funny to say a 17K? What's a how hey, real quick. How long's a K?
Oh, totally.
Exactly. Okay, so none of our business. Got it. Okay,
That's
so he
hey, that's
threw a
for people who
17K.
let's look up a K, just quick, just quick.
Just quick. I also have to text my mom back. Sorry everybody.
No,
Moms.
please get her involved. Actually, how long is K? It's literally, and you're gonna love this. A K is 1,000 meters.
Oh, well, that's really helpful because I also know how long a meter is.
I feel like I get meters and yards mixed up. Because I swam in yards.
You swim in yards?
Yeah, I think. Unless I swim in meters and then it is the same. Okay,
I think a yard
okay.
and a,
Sorry. Yeah,
are they the
yeah,
same?
yeah. Yeah, they're about.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Finally, finally.
A meter is 3.28 feet, and a yard is 3 feet.
No,
And so
I
I
reject it.
swam meters. 25 meter is the length of one swimming pool. This is really
All of
interesting stuff, hard hitting news.
well, and all of it is just like falling on like deaf ears. I'm like, when people are like, "That's like a whole football field away," I'm like, ah,
Totally.
of course. They're like, "That's the length of 3 football fields," and I'm like, so big, big,
I
big,
think a
big.
football field is for swimming pools, aka for for swimming pools. uh,
Okay,
100 meters.
and
Unless it's
this
a
is where we
hundred.
find
What if
out.
it's 200? I don't. I'm not supposed to know this.
This is really showing the crossroads of sports and math being the universal language, though. That, like, we're using sports things as units of measurement to communicate across cultural bounds. Because why do you think that there is a difference measuring system here? Because they came first, the other one. We came from that one.
Of course. Well, America sort of picked me.
But do you think now I'm actually gonna go crazy because do you think it is like a cult control tactic to like isolate us from the rest of the world that like we
Yes.
don't have an understanding of?
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm a freaking freak, but I think we've already established that. So
I know. Do you like,
whatever.
yeah, americasaccult.com.
.com.
And America really does St. Patrick's Day presumably a lot bigger than Ireland does. Can you attest to that?
Well, so let's get into today, which is the St. Patrick's Day.
I'm so excited because
Because of
despite my outfit, I actually don't know that much about the holiday.
well, and actually, your outfit proves that.
Oh, speak on that. Oh, she got my
Um,
ass.
well, so one of my first fun facts that I can offer is, oh, America actually does do it bigger than Ireland because would you believe
Yes.
that the first St. Patrick's Day parade was actually in New York? I wrote down that the first St. Patrick's Day parade was in New York City in 1760, but then that's like sort of before America.
That's definitely before the World Wars, and I know that much about history,
So we're gonna have to revisit this, but then the pictures used in the History Channel were sort of World War II.
which is later than
Totally.
1760.
Okay, so let's try this again.
Okay.
Well, that's not even what I learned.
Okay, so kind of some big American Irish is trying to hide the truth from us, is what I'm hearing.
Well,
They hacked your phone.
I mean, the thesis of my lesson today is not what you thought.
Oh,
Hey,
okay, so can I say what I think St. Patrick's Day is, and
yes,
then we'll
but
find out if it's not what I thought.
yeah, but first, because I have some questions. If you don't
Oh,
mind,
okay,
I'll sort of lead the witness. Um,
please.
Here's what I have on parade. The first parade was in St. Augustine, Florida.
Okay, been there. Beautiful town. Spanish town. Looks like Spain. Never been to Spain. Been to St. Augustine. They say it looks like Spain.
Well, it's
So
all
I don't
about
know.
Catholicism at the end of the day.
That makes sense. I was gonna say, can't wait to find out what the connection is because
Yeah.
St. Augustine, St. Patrick. Okay, so they share a kinship of sainthood.
Mm-hmm. So okay, so what I learned was, and the year is checking out, that the first big Irish parade was in New York in
Oh,
1762. There was a big one in Boston in 1737.
whoa.
Um, Started by Irish soldiers who were stationed in New York and Boston. But it also says that records show a St. Patrick's Day parade and feast in 1601 in St. Augustine, Florida. So
Okay.
I can just assume that we're calling these places what they are now, even though at that time they weren't that.
Although St. Augustine is supposed to be like one of the
Oldest,
oldest
yeah.
places in America, which is so funny because when did we acquire Florida?
There was a treaty signed in 1819 for Florida. It was ratified in 1821. Official possession was July 17th, 1821.
I can't wait to do a Florida episode now. I'm
And that's,
excited.
yeah, that's according to the Florida Historical Society, if anyone wants to question what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can't question a
Go for
historical
it.
society.
Okay, let me pull up my real notes, my real style notes.
I know. Back to St. Patrick's Day, which started in St. Augustine, Florida. And I can't wait to learn more.
So here's just like my little quick backstory of me, Lou. Had to be being Irish, was forced into it my whole life, even though
Yes.
my blood is also true. I also I also
Okay.
have red hair and freckles. It sort of checks out that I'm that kind of guy. I don't have
Yeah.
red hair. I
Well,
don't want you to think that I think I have red hair.
naturally you would have red hair, but instead we have blonde.
My armpit hair is red.
Okay, know
Okay?
that.
Okay. I had to Irish step dance. I had to do, sorry to my family, not really. I had to do the most bullshit Irish stuff every fucking second of every day. Most of which was like me as a small child dancing in bars for incredibly drunk men.
Oh,
Our
like that.
No, looking back on it, I'm like, hey, literally, how did that happen? Because we were a bunch of literally 10-year-olds. Sorry, I'm saying literally a lot, but ooh, I just get uncomfortable. Bar hopping. That's just the whole thing. So that was like most of my childhood. I had sort of PTSD response to bagpipes for a really long time because they're loud, they're freaky. And so, an amazing story for everyone. They're gonna love it. On the day that my dad threw the race,
Yes. Oh my god, I forgot that dad threw a race, so we got
dad
lost
threw
in
a
the
race.
Florida of it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a hotel downtown called the Oxford. I think it's still there. It's cool. It's very haunted. Maybe we should stay there and do an episode. I don't know. I
Yes.
don't know. But every like 30 minutes on the hour, the restaurant downtown, they would have a bagpipe band march through.
Ugh.
And it just like literally jump scare. Now I have a little bit more of an appreciation for it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make this disclaimer of like, yes, this is coming from a jaded point of view.
Mm.
I don't like St. Patrick's Day. It's always bothered me. And then I learned the truth.
Okay.
And I felt so justified
Okay.
in my hatred for this holiday.
Wow.
So let's say some stuff. Do you know the origin of St. Patrick's Day?
St. Patrick. Oh, okay. He got the snakes out of somewhere, but then I heard a rumor that they weren't actually the snakes. It's like that they killed all the pagans or something like that.
Dude, you're totally in. So something amazing about Ireland and like Northern Ireland specifically, but Ireland, the island. Is Ireland like someone had a hard time saying island?
Whoa.
Whoa. Never think about that. I really always look into microphone when I want to make a point. Look into mic. Yeah. And are you? Because of sort of how the world was and Ice Age. You know Ice Age, Ray Romano, Queen Latifah.
Did not know Queen Latifah was in there.
Who's the mammoth? Wait, no, who's the little guy?
Because Ray Romano's the mammoth.
Yeah.
But who's the little sloth guy?
Yeah, and I think I'm getting way too distracted by who the cast of Ice Age is.
And how many of them are Irish?
Ice Ages now also?
There's too many. But I do miss like going to the movie theater and seeing the little preview, which is just like the squirrel trying to get the acorn.
Yeah.
And it always made me feel like really sad that he couldn't get it.
It's depressing.
It really is.
Okay, wait. So just an amazing side note.
Okay. About Ice Age.
Yeah.
Ice Age 2002. Ice Age Gone Nutty, a short, 2002. Ice Age 2, The Meltdown, 2006. No Time for Nuts, Ice Age short, 2006. Surviving Sid, 2008. Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs, 2009. Ice Age A Mammoth Christmas Special, 2011. Ice Age Continental Drift, 2012, the year the world ended. Scrat's Continental Crack-Up, also 2012. Scrat's Continental Crack-Up Part 2, 2012. Cosmic Scraptosphere, 2015. Ice Age The Great Eggscapade, 2016. Ice Age Collision Course, 2016. Scrap Space Out, 2016. The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild, 2022. And now, Ice Age Scrat Tales, a series, 2022. Apparently still running.
Wow. That's a lot of Ice Age content. And those
More than I
names
knew.
are also all like horrifying.
Yeah. John Leguizamo.
Sure.
Scrat. No, not Scrat, but guy. But Sloth.
Sid. Wow.
Sorry, now Jack Black. God, Cedric the Entertainer. Alan Tudyk. This is great. Jane Krakowski. Sorry. Woo! I love to get
an episode that started out about being on St. Patrick's Day ends up just being Lou reading us all of the cast of all of the Ice Age movies.
I love to know the cast.
Do you?
Of all things.
Well, do you remember when, oh my god, see, it's just, there's so much to talk about in the world. Do you remember when it used to be that there were voice actors?
Yeah.
And now it's
just
like
celebrities and sports players.
Like, Angelina Jolie does not need to be the voice of the hot fish in Shark Tales.
No.
But she is.
Certainly. And it is a good movie.
It's really good.
I also
The shrimp monologue? Come on. That shit's hilarious.
It's amazing. I can't stop thinking about Osmosis Jones.
Yeah. That was good, too.
Dang.
I also love anything that's live action and cartoon together. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
You know, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks?
No.
Ooh.
Put it on my to-do list. When I go back to being sick after this, I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah. You'd love it. That's whimsy maxing.
I love whimsy. Yeah, the way that I really was like, oh, whimsy. It's just the best thing you can be.
Yeah.
And do and see and witness. And so previously, I would have said that St. Patrick's Day is pretty whimsical.
Yeah, little leprechauns.
Leprechauns? Exactly.
Little guys like that. And I'm sorry, this is the last question about movies I'm going to ask in this next 5-minute period. Have you seen Leprechaun starring Jennifer Aniston?
Of course.
Okay, just making sure.
I've seen the first Leprechaun, I think, and I've seen the second Leprechaun. I haven't seen him go to space or go to the hood, but I know those also exist.
Yeah, they do. They do. And we'll look at the IMDb later. Okay. So, because of where Northern Ireland is, it's actually surrounded by frigid ocean waters and is actually not a home for snakes and never has been. So snakes can't live in Ireland. And so the whole thing is that St. Patrick drove the snakes out of Ireland, but also snakes have never lived in Ireland. Just so you know. And so, yeah, so snakes was sort of like a slur for pagans.
Pagans.
Yeah.
Now, who brought St. Patrick's to Ireland in the first place? How did he get there? How did Catholicism make its way to a place that was once so pagan that, like, I have a book of Celtic magic in the other room that I found, by the way, in my basement because of my family being Irish. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Well, and that's an amazing question, CJ, and thank you so much for asking. So basically, St. Patrick was kidnapped, actually, by some Irish raiders in, let's see,
pick a year.
In the early 400s. 400
Whoa!
AD. Yeah. Like I would say like probably like 416 AD. He was kidnapped by the Irish, and then he was enslaved by them for 6 years. I don't know.
Okay, 6 is not that bad.
6 is not that bad. And he escaped. He got out.
Whatever.
And famously, there's a movie called 12 Years a Slave. That's half the time.
Exactly. So what was he complaining about?
What's his deal? He left. He escaped and went to France, and then learned sort of church under the Pope, and then in sort of a classic man way was like, I'm going back to Ireland and I'm going to convert the pagans who kidnapped me into God-fearing Catholics. Hot, cool. I love having a vendetta. It works every time.
I do love to have a vendetta, though.
And then he came back to Ireland in 432 AD, and then sort of was just a missionary for so many time. For so
many time. Now, a question that brought up for me is, if you like, what would be a thing that you felt passionately about enough that you were like, I have to go and convince people to do this thing?
My greatest vendetta is the way that my high school drama club teacher and choir teacher treated me.
Right.
That's like the strongest vendetta I have, and that's not even, how do I say this in a cool way for the public? Like, that's not the worst stuff I've experienced in my life.
Right. But it's not like you have a vendetta against them and then you're like, and I love heated rivalry, so I'm going to go back and make them love heated rivalry. It's probably more like you want to like set them on fire or something normal.
Yeah, well, even I'm just like, if I ever reach a level of fame where I can dox them, I will.
Oh, cool.
Come on, podcast numbers.
You get us there. Because I do believe in vengeance, but I don't believe in spreading the word of your God. You know what I mean? And I have it's like so funny to put those things together.
The only other closest thing I can relate it to, it's like not coming from a negative place, is that I just wish the whole world could do mushrooms.
Yeah.
That's like as close to proselytizing as I get.
So that would be your Catholicism.
Is I'm like, open your third eye, please.
Yes. Got it.
You know,
Huge.
What about you?
Well, as far as vendetta goes, right now my list of vendettas is long.
Mm-hmm.
I dream of vengeance every day. I cannot wait to burn the institutions down and be crowned queen of the truth and righteousness. Interpret
Amen.
that at your will. But as far as like proselytizing, if I was going to proselytize anything, I think it would be like doing a little craft.
Yeah, I know. All of I'm like, mushrooms, Real Housewives.
Yeah, I'm like, I think everyone should do a little craft every day.
Yeah. I think people need to freaking relax.
Exactly. I think, yeah. Say no.
Totally.
So those would sort of be the things that I was passionate about.
Amen.
Enough to travel from my safety in France back to wherever kidnapped me and be like, you guys need to try this.
Well, so one of, the thing is that because of like the rise of Christianity, there were so many fights between different like sectors of Christianity, because that's the whole Excalibur of it all, is like Protestants versus Catholics, I believe. And so, some of the first wars that I paid attention to were just about religion.
So goofy.
And like on 30 Rock, Liz Lemon wears an orange sweater on St. Patrick's Day because she's like sticking it to them. And I thought that was like, oh, is that pagan representation? But it's because the Duke of Orange, ? Who was like fighting for the Protestants, was fighting St. Patrick. And so the Catholics in St. Patrick's Day, which is what I mean to say Ireland, like are offended when people wear orange on St. Patrick's Day because they're still like flaunting their Protestant beliefs.
I was gonna say, so was he successful in getting the pagans out, and how long did it take? And like, how did they decide that March 17th was when he had gotten them all?
Totally. Amazing question. So he did make Catholicism, like Roman Catholicism, the religion of Ireland, and it's like the religion of Irish nationalists. I don't know why I can't speak today, and I'm so sorry for that.
It's hard to do.
It is hard to do. And he did, I mean, it's not only just like believe this, but it's just colonization as a whole. Like all of the pagans and Celtic people were natives of Ireland, and they didn't like that. So you could either convert to Christianity, Catholicism, or die, I believe. The Bible is Bonko style to me, obviously.
Hugely Bonko style.
There are some stories in there that I'm like, come on, guys.
guys, what the heck?
Testaments, old and new alike.
Yes.
But I guess like one of the things that St. Patrick did was he was like, I walked to the top of this mountain and there was this snake who you pronounce as Cuireanach. I hate Gaelic words. I mean, I think they're so cool because
but like, how the hell do you say them?
Yeah. Who Cuireanach is supposedly the mother of the devil. And
Brag.
He's like, I went to top of mountain. I killed that girl. I'm doing
now. Do you
Catholic so good?
I do Catholic so good. I killed a snake. Do you think that Cuireanach, that snake, is the same snake that Eve had sex with, or whatever it is that happens in Adam and Eve?
Could be cool because that puts a lesbian spin on things. So I prefer that.
I don't think that Eve had sex with the snake.
If she did, pop off. Furries are really having a moment right now.
Well, do you know why I think that Eve had sex with the snake? It is from a Dropout moment where they're playing and Make Some Noise.
Yeah.
Vic and Zach Oyama, I want to say, are doing a scene between Adam and Eve. No, it's Vic and Jacob. Doing a scene, and in that they talk about fucking the snake.
It's true.
And I just brought that in and was like, and so that's in the Bible.
Well, if there's anything that I believe more than I believe the Bible,
it's in Jacob Wysocki.
Is Dropout. Dropout is my Bible to me.
I stand by that statement 100%.
Last night I saw a drag performance and the MC was like, "We just saw the Bible written on stage." And I was like, that's true, actually.
That's a great way to compare stuff to things.
The Bible. Conspiracy.
Like what I just said, biblical.
What a off the rails episode we're doing.
I think it's perfect. So the snake that St. Patrick's killed, named Queernock, is canonically the same snake that Eve and Adam had sex with. Got it. Okay, moving on.
And to me, just probably a pagan woman.
Mm.
And then he got more Catholic people. Okay, well, so something also that is, I think, important to me is that when Christianity was in Ireland before St. Patrick and before like Roman Catholicism seeping in, priests and people who were Christian still like really honored pagan texts and Celtic things because they were like, well, these stories sort of line up with the Bible that we know, first of all. Second of all, these people seem to like really truly believe it, and it's the cornerstone of their society and it's how they function. So we're going to definitely incorporate that. And then St. Patrick said, I'm pissed at the 6 people. 6 years.
Well, because that really makes a lot of sense, that to be like, look, I don't know a lot about Catholicism, but I do know that the more rules and regulations your religion has, the more wrong it is to me. So to be like Christian and be like, oh, like Jesus Christ is a guy who did cool things and unmodeled kindness and love.
Mm-hmm.
I love kindness and love, and I should love my neighbor, and I should take care of the community, and I should do all those things. So yeah, I'm Christian in that way. Yeah, so my neighbors practice paganism. I love that for them. They're happy. They're not hurting anyone. They're this, that. Makes sense to be like Christian, plain, Christian original recipe Christian. To like have acceptance for others makes more sense than to be Catholicism Christian and have acceptance, because under Catholicism you're under more control, and so you need to have others to look down upon as a way to lift yourself up.
To be human is to be incorrect.
So cool.
And I'm gonna have to apologize to God about it every second. Just, you know, power.
You love to see it.
I love to see it. What else? Oh, so as Christian, Roman Catholic like traditions and people began to be more and more prevalent, all of the like paganism and druidism and Wiccan rituals just sort of disappeared. Druids were like the priests of paganism, just sort of gone. And here's the thing. There's like not enough information. Like there's a lot of like draw your own conclusions stuff, which is fair. But I'm like, how much does the Catholic Church control to this day that we're still getting like this teeny tiny story about Ireland? I don't know. It makes me feel freaky. They did sort of classic colonizing, which I mentioned. One of the biggest stories was that there was this man who lived on a beautiful hill. His name was Dara. And he had a beautiful home. And St. Patrick said, I want that home to be actually turned into my home and to have a church here. And Dara was like, no, thank you, it's mine. And also I'm pagan, and so I don't really feel like doing that. And then the next day, all of his horses went out to feed and sort of died. All of his horses died so mysteriously. And then Dara was like, that's suspicious. And then all of a sudden Dara died, and then St. Patrick moved into that house. And it's sort of like, so that's been happening
like
since that time.
Yeah. Kind of crazy how that's just still how things work, huh?
Literally.
Nasty.
Isn't that freaky?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's like, St. Patrick's Day is about colonization and driving all of the pagans out of their native home, and I think that's so nasty. And I think it's so, the way that people celebrate St. Patrick's Day And that's all.
It does make sense for it to be like a celebration of colonization and then have been turned into like a big, let's take over the next 4 city blocks and make it impossible to live quietly and normally here during this one day because I have to go out and get drunk all day because that's what this day is about. Like, to me, like, the commercialization and colonization of it, like, really makes sense. Like,
No,
those
it's
go
perfect.
together.
A match
Yeah.
made in heaven.
Where we're all going so long as we follow Catholicism.
Yeah. And so St. Patrick died on March 17th.
Oh.
But none of this was like major to anyone for a very long time. No one really cared about this. And, you know, in retrospect, I think like when colonization is happening to you and you don't know what it is, you're sort of going to be like, well, this is weird. It's not very good. So it wasn't until, let's see, the 7th century? Nah.
And which century would you say we're living in now?
Right now we're in the 21st
21st
century, and the reason I remember that is because the theme of Phil of the Future, he's a 22nd century man, and that's the next century.
Got it. And a century is 100 years.
You got it right on the nose.
Excellent. So kind of like Xenon of the 21st century, like we should be living more like that now, and we're not. No one's living in space stations with their little lycra outfits.
There probably are people.
But not with like the cool pigtails and
We don't
the
know
fun
There's
neons.
We're only a speck, brother. There's a Xenon universe out there somewhere.
I want to go to there.
No, you don't. I mean, if you get insulin.
If I get
so
insulin?
Afraid of space travel.
Oh, okay. yeah.
I don't want my friend to go on a spaceship.
No, I mean, I won't even get on a plane to fly anywhere,
no, that's so
I don't know.
That's so true. I should have thought about that first.
I'm not going up there.
Just like, you're not... I don't know. Basically, it was like over 100 years after St. Patrick died that people were like, he's the one. He like didn't even get a sainthood until much longer after he had died. Yeah. And then all of the Catholics were like, well, we should be celebrating this man.
Totally.
And then that's when it happened, was after he was dead.
Now, when did Catholicism become like the biggest of them all? And is it the biggest of them all, or do I just think that because, spoiler alert, I live in New England?
Let's find out.
What is the biggest sect of Christianity? At the same time, there was only ever one Catholic president, JFK, and like that was like a big thing. Because at the same time, people like didn't like the Catholics. What's the right way to be Christian?
To me, don't.
Right. But like societally,
Catholicism is 50.1%. Protestant is 36.7. Orthodox 11.9. Other Christian 1.3.
Orthodox Christianity, what is that?
Really good question. It's what I'm searching next.
Because I don't know about her.
Okay. Catholicism is technically not a branch because it is the base of all Christianity, which isn't true.
Yeah, what? Again, I feel like the base of Christianity would be someone who looked at what Jesus was doing and thought, that's nice. Who said, aw, healing the lepers, good job. That's a good thing to do. Ah, washing the feet of the poor, cool. That's the base of Christianity.
Well, in a way, but Christianity takes all of those actual values away.
Right. Well, like the applied Christianity. Because my favorite thing to say is organized religion dilutes your relationship with God. And I do believe that.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't make sense to me that like if you truly believe in God, that you need like a man to tell you about what that means.
Yep.
So, and also, by the way, do you think Jesus was real? Like, do you think Jesus was a real guy? Like, do you think that
he was
historically
real. I don't think he
speaking,
magic? I do think that Jesus Christ was a real person. Yes.
And but you don't think he is the son of God?
No.
Would you say? Because I would say it's more likely that he did perform magic, but isn't the son of God. Because like I don't think God would know how to have a son. Because I don't think
God
that's like the
would
kind of
never know how to have
entity.
one absentee father, really.
At the best.
Guys,
Yeah.
people. Okay. I want more. I want more Jesus. I think that there's proof that Jesus is true,
Okay.
right?
Bones? Did they ever find his bones?
Well, I'm just even thinking we're gonna have to do a Jesus ep.
I know. I
Jesus
never thought
ep.
we would. But like, I mean,
Talking about
historically
things.
speaking, Jesus is an interesting, cool thing. What did I just say?
Magic.
I guess
Eastern
I'm coming out
Orthodox
as
Church. Sorry, I did not mean to
no.
cut you off. I'm just reading out loud because I can't stop myself.
Well, I do need to know what Orthodox Christianity is. Also, I really want to eat candy, but I can't because I'm busy. Oh no.
All I want is to bite into a Justin's peanut butter cup. I don't have one, but it's all I want.
I do have some in my fridge downstairs. Do you want me to bring you one?
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
What if we're secretly recording this podcast just in the same house in 2 different rooms? Why would you ever do that?
So we don't dox ourselves. I'm so sorry. My COVID cough is like really.
Ugh. I forgot you had
so
COVID.
deep.
Yeah.
And it's just like present. Oh, and it feels like there's a permanent strip of sandpaper in the back of my throat.
Stop. That's gross. Maybe you need to gargle some honey about that.
Yeah, I can't gargle.
I can't either.
I throw up every time.
Do you? I just gag. I don't throw up all the way.
I throw up. I really throw up every time. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
I have a very gentle gag reflex, which is why God made me a lesbian. Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so Orthodox Christianity, we're learning the origins of what that means.
Yes, so it's, to me, and maybe, I used to know so much about religion. I was a church girl. I did youth group. I got confirmed.
In what?
In my church.
But what was the sect of Christianity that your church is?
Oh,
Catholic?
Methodism.
Oh.
It's almost fake because they love
I forgot about
gay
the Methodists.
and,
yeah.
You know.
I mean, I grew up Unitarian, the fakest of them all. So.
I split my time between Methodism and Unitarianism.
Yeah, Unitarian's pretty cool, honestly.
I took some very graphic sex ed classes at my Unitarian church.
Can I just say I have a friend who's currently with child who thought up until very recently that it would come out feet first. So maybe she should have been it. Shout out. So maybe some sex ed classes needed to be more graphic.
I think that's fair. Because the only video in real school that I saw about babies was, have you seen this video where they cut footage of a fetus over outer space and play the 2001 Space Odyssey theme?
I think I do know that video. I don't know that I would have watched that in school, but I think I'm familiar with the content of which you speak.
And if I remember it correctly, it's just a baby in space, and then they don't cut to actual birth. They just cut to a baby in arms.
Well, babies come from space. All babies are aliens.
That's true.
What more do you need to know?
They don't come out feet first, unless it's breech, and then that's scary.
Unless it's bad. Yeah.
But you would think... I'm trying to think of, like, what would be the easiest way, because...
To get a baby out?
Yeah, it's gotta be head first.
It's gotta be.
I was thinking that...
No, because then the shoulders...
I always forget about the shoulders.
It's the shoulders that are the hardest part to push out.
Jesus Christ.
Except for my shoulders, because I have none. I have really tiny shoulders.
Oh, I have really big guys. That's why I
wish
swum.
I swum. Is it swum? That's not a word. Okay.
I don't know if I've really been loving saying swum. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna start coughing again. God damn it.
No.
Someone really doesn't want me talking about Orthodox
Christianity. That's fucked.
Okay. What's amazing here for me
Mm-hmm.
is that it seems like Orthodox Christianity is just sort of the original Christianity. It's saying Eastern Orthodox theology like Greek Orthodox religion. Um, and I've never been to a Greek Orthodox church, but I have watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
I've watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and I've watched The Real Housewives of Utah, so I know all about Greek religion from Angie K.
Angie K.
So don't
My
worry.
favorite MAGA mama.
That sucks that she's MAGA. God, we
mean,
gotta
they
do a whole
like all
episode.
are. They gotta be. I
What
mean,
the hell?
some of them are being okay with gay now, but
You gotta to not be okay with gay and be a housewife is crazy.
yeah, who do you think's making you your money?
Right. Who's watching your show?
Who's hosting your reunions? A Zionist gay. Come on.
The best kind.
Uh, people are saying sort of Episcopalian.
That sounds made up.
Oh, that's real.
Episcopalian just sounds like when you said that word, I really just saw lizard people in my mind. Episcopalian.
Yeah, because it's almost like scallion.
Exactly. Thank you for understanding the way my beautiful
Is that what it
brain
was?
works. I think so.
Okay. So it's sort of like go on and absolutely say nothing.
Go off, queen.
This is sort of what Orthodox is to me.
I don't like that. I don't like his eyes.
His eyes are wonko.
They're wonko bonko.
Isn't it amazing how early they started portraying Jesus as a white man?
Yeah, when do you think they did that?
I don't know, because Jesus is famously Palestinian.
But they don't want you to know that.
And it's also like, is racism forever? Because there's so much of when I was doing my research, I'm like, and like, obviously it's a long time, but I'm like, 432, that is fresh off of Jesus.
It is.
Like, what was happening 400 years ago for us? It wasn't even America yet. God, we're so young. We're so young.
I know.
so
Yeah, that's a
if
good
he was
question.
already being white in the 400s,
I don't know. It's kind of like, man, I don't know. I got a lot of thoughts in my head.
God, I'm gonna have to freaking get my master's in like religious history.
I know. I think we have to go back to school for theology.
I hate that theology. That's what it's called. Religious
honestly, I think that would be like really interesting. Now, have you ever gone to the St. Patrick's Day parade in Chicago?
Yes, I have. Not to participate, but to work.
To protest.
Oh, yeah, to be the one guy on a bridge saying, "It's not what you think."
Yeah.
No, I do work St. Patrick's Day often because I can make a lot of money, but it is one of the scariest days to be outside.
What do they use to dye the whole river green?
Really good question. And I think they changed it because the green used to last and last. Like when I first moved here, I would take long walks down by the river, and it would last until like the end of March. But last year, it was like maybe only a week.
Wow. Because that is a crazy thing to do as a city. Also, like, another funny way that Chicago allocates its funds. It says, free zoo, Green River. Schools? Ah.
Helping, I mean, this is a me problem. Fixing potholes? Not a chance.
Not a chance, but we will dye the river green.
It's 40 to 60 pounds of a top secret eco-friendly vegetable-based powder.
I don't buy that for a second that it's eco-friendly. Why is it top secret then?
Non-toxic leprechaun dust.
They kill all the leprechauns and then they grind them up and put them in the river?
Well, so also, here's a couple stuff. Here's a couple stuffs. Leprechauns.
List them. Name them.
I loved that scene so much.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, where did the leprechaun come from?
So leprechauns are obviously pagan entities that were like devil little shoemakers. But then they were sort of rebranded with Catholicism. And it's like much more recent, like very modern, to just sort
Yeah.
of like learn about Irish culture as a whole, and be like, this was a pagan thing, but now they're Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious.
But they used to be like, they would wear red and be evil little spirits.
Okay, so they were evil spirits who made shoes.
I guess.
That's such a funny crossover.
Yeah.
To be like, they're evil, but they do make shoes. I do remember in the Leprechaun movie starring Jennifer Aniston, at the peak of her career, that's like his weakness is shoes, and that like you can lure him away from doing evil by being like, oh no, I broke my shoe. That he
Yeah.
would like have to fix them, like he couldn't stop himself.
They're real
And
shoe
then,
guys.
do you know when the clover became part of it all?
I
And
do.
also, it's so funny that the sweater is just regular clovers. It's not lucky.
Well, because four-leaf clovers is also like a modern thing and kind of an American thing. It's a lucky four-leaf clover is separate from St. Patrick's Day. That's just like a sign of luck in general.
Mm-hmm.
What is associated with St. Patrick's Day is the shamrock, which is not a real thing. It's just a word. But St. Patrick used a shamrock, a 3-leaf clover, to teach about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the Holy Trinity. And
Whoa.
so people would pin shamrocks on their clothing all the time to say like, I'm a God guy. And then when people didn't have access to clovers, they just started wearing green.
And then when did corned beef get involved?
Totally.
Is that just like what they were eating in Ireland, and therefore
I love that
we
stuff. Hoo-wee.
eat it? Yeah, I get corned beef and corn, but then what's corned beef hash? It's
That's just hash with corned beef in it.
With corned
Totally.
beef, corned beef.
Corned beef.
I'm gonna eat some corned beef and some
Corned beef.
cabbage. I don't know why. Then in my mind I went, "This is my boyfriend, corned beef." What? Who's that? Who is that man?
Your boyfriend.
My boyfriend, corned beef. I don't want to date a man named corned beef. I'm so sorry.
Why not?
I'm sorry.
I'm mad. Corned beef in Ireland would actually be coned poke.
Called poke.
Corned pork, and it curing meat for preservation reasons.
Now, what does it take to corn a beef or
You're
a
telling
pork,
me a
for that
corn
matter?
this beef?
You're
A beef
telling
corn
me-
this beef?
I'm not gonna. I don't want to stop till we get it right. You're telling me a corn did this beef? Would that be the best way? Because it's just past tense of corn.
You're telling me this beef got corned?
There we go.
You're telling me a corn did this beef?
Is that what you're telling me? Because also corned beef, no corn in the process. Is that true?
Famously no corn.
That's so weird.
I know.
What does it mean? How do you corn a beef then?
Salt.
Salt.
Peppercorn. Peppercorn.
Oh, that's where it comes from. Is peppercorns. That's
you telling
the
me a
corn of it all.
peppercorn's this beef?
There we go. That is what I'm telling you.
You telling me a peppercorn corned this beef?
What? Have you watched the Leprechaun movie starring Jennifer Aniston? Okay, because I would love to sort of just talk about that a little more, because it's so good and it spawned a franchise of so many things. And by so good, I mean, why is there a character in that the way that he is? Okay, so for those of you who don't know,
Yeah, give us a little summary.
the plot of the Leprechaun movie, thank you so much for allowing me to do this. The plot of the Leprechaun movie is Jennifer Aniston moves in with her dad, who moves to like this like weird little town. And she's like, but I want to go to the mall. And he's like, I know things are different, but you can't go to the mall. You have to help me paint this shack. And then so to help paint the shack is Jennifer Aniston and then this like team of painters. And there's a hot painter, then there's a little boy, and then there is a mentally handicapped man of an enormous size who's very childlike. And the reason that they want to get the leprechaun's coins is so that he can get surgery to fix his brain.
All I remember is the leprechaun being freaky and Jennifer Aniston being beautiful.
Yeah. It's with her first nose.
It is with her first
or maybe her second nose. I don't know how many noses she's had, but
I feel like it's first.
It's with an old nose. And it's gorgeous.
You're reminding me of everything and it's beautiful. And I'm like, do we need to watch The Secret of Ron Inish and The Leprechaun on Patreon?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And we really need to watch Leprechaun Goes to the Hood because I haven't seen that one. And it exists.
And it exists. Like so many movies do. Sorry. Please keep going. I've just really been transported and I can hardly
So there's
believe it.
that character, an incredible icon of like the times. And then they find the leprechaun in the basement. In this version of the folklore, to catch a leprechaun, they can't use their magic if you put a 4-leaf clover on them. So he's trapped in a box in the basement with a 4-leaf clover on it. They go down there because they're painting and fixing things up. They move the 4-leaf clover. He gets out, and then, he's wondering where his pot of gold is, and then they have to find it, and then at some point he's on a tricycle, and chaos ensues. So in the end, he's not nearly as I thought he was gonna try to sort of like do something sexy. I thought he was gonna try to like make Jennifer Aniston his bride or something. But I do believe that is in the plot of the second one. He tries to make sort of a beautiful woman his bride. Wow. And that's what I remember from the Leprechaun movies.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And it's about 10 times as much as I remember.
Well, it really stuck with me. Because I have seen it, by the way, more than once. I think I've seen it 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
Which is a lot of times to watch the Leprechaun movie.
Well, when something
Why have I done that?
So special.
Yeah.
You know what it really reminds me of, and I might be so off base for saying this, but I do mean it, is it has such a similar vibe as, who is that crazy man? Who is that crazy man with that gingerbread movie?
Is
the
it the
Gingerbread Man?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
It has the same aura.
Oh, for sure. Now, the Ginger Dead Man also has the same aura as Lamageddon, which I have seen.
Okay, huge. And
an incredible film.
Yeah?
Awesome.
Okay.
Amazing.
How would you
10 out of 10.
How would you compare Lamageddon to Sharknado?
I would say that Lamageddon is more impressive in that it had a smaller budget and it was like literally like someone's like college film class thesis final, and therefore is in some ways more earnest than Sharknado. Sharknado like really knew what it was, and Lamageddon knows what it is, but it's not like it's more grounded.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and I did really have a Sharknado phase, by the way.
I just binged all of them. What, there's 3?
They're good.
Helicopter.
Yeah. Tara Reid. I mean, come on. You can't beat it. So make sure you celebrate St. Patrick's Day by eating corned beef and having Irish soda bread, and most importantly, watching Sharknado. Is what I'd say.
Sharknado is the classic holiday film for you and your family. For everyone watching and listening to this podcast, and thinking, Lou, what's up? I don't know, brother. I'm sorry for being
the spirit
freaky.
of St. Patrick takes over. And do you know how it became to be such a drinking holiday? And is that our fault or our as Americans?
Probably the fault of Guinness. I think
I can't imagine how you would get drunk off a Guinness. How many do you have to drink? Those are so heavy.
Well, I think Guinness is like, oh, an Irish beer, and then it's sort of like, oh, Irish beers. And then it's sort of like Irish drinking songs, and I think that there is probably a lot of culture surrounding drinking in Ireland because there's not much else to do.
Right.
Fuck your sheep and drink beer. Sorry.
Absolutely.
If you want us to do an episode on having sex with sheep, drop it in the
sound
comments.
Off. Oh my god.
We don't condone it, but it happens.
It really does.
I can't stop talking about that.
You have been talking about it a lot.
I had 4 conversations this week.
About having sex with sheep?
Yeah, and none of them were with you. Until now.
Which is insane.
Because we talked about it like 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. Because of Matthew Morrison. Yes. Who we're also always talking about.
Well, we're going to do a Matthew Morrison ep, certainly, live from New York.
I love that for us.
CJ, will you do me a solid and try to close this out in a grounded way?
Well, grounded is relative. I will, however, say, when you're celebrating St. Patrick's Day this year, drink responsibly, remember its origins, punch a colonizer, eat some soda bread, and don't have sex with any sheep. And be the leprechaun you wish to see in the world.
Amen. And hey,
amen.
If you are wondering what's an amazing way to eat corned beef that seems a little unhinged, on a bagel with cream cheese.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's what they would serve after my dad's race. Tiny mini bagels with a piece of corned beef and a little schmear. Wow. Throw some mustard on there. Bada bing buca de beppo.
Bada bing buca de beppo. And next time we'll do an episode on my Italian heritage.
Please. Okay. we have to go before I send people into psychosis.
Well, I do think that if you didn't have ADHD before listening, you sure do now.
I'm so sorry.
And if you made it this far, you can find us everywhere at Speculating Wildly Pod, and all of our links are in the show description. Don't forget to like, rate, subscribe, and most importantly, recommend us to your weird uncle.